Hello, hello, everyone. How are you doing? Welcome back to another live trading session. How you doing, Alejandra?
I'm doing great. Thank you. Happy Monday, everybody.
Happy Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday. And then, as usual, I have somebody waiting patiently in the background. Let us load him up. It is
Hello,
Samir. How
hello,
you doing?
guys. How are you? I'm good. Long time no see, Dave. How are you? How are
I'm
you,
I'm great. I'm great. I'm
Alejandra?
great. Let's get those confetti going. Let's get those stage lights
Oh,
going.
wow.
I'm hyped.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Damn, Samir, you got a better introduction than me.
Yeah.
Special.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you so much. So, how are you, Dave? I think we are lagging. Are we?
I think we were lagging a little bit. Let me double check. Give me a sec.
All right. So, fresh week and the competition is on.
The competition is on. That's why I'm so excited. How you doing, Ernest? 1002. Welcome. Yeah, the competition is on. I don't know if you started already. I haven't started yet.
Yeah, I haven't started yet. In
Okay,
the morning, I
okay.
took a trade on our CFD account. So, apart from that, I'm not trading that actively. But I'm curious to know if you guys are looking at anything or how was your last week?
I just want to tap in really quick. It sounds like there's waves in the background. Is it me or is it? Oh, there we go. That's better.
I need to plug in different microphone. Just give me a second.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Samir's making all the noise, but it's fine.
Are you at the beach or what?
Nah, that thing.
Give me a second, guys. I'll be right back.
Samir's in India, and India can be loud. So,
Oh, interesting.
No, I'm using this microphone, so I'll
oh,
plug in
that's
my
fine.
different one.
All right.
Okay.
No problem. I have one light that's not working. Let's get this back on. How you doing, Alejandra?
Pretty good. I'm excited. I'm excited for the competition. I am curious to see how traders are gonna do. Especially because there's no rules, so that'll be really interesting. And
Yeah, I mean there are some rules, but it's pretty. They're pretty relaxed.
yeah, relaxed rules. Like there's no consistency rules. you know.
So
Um,
that's gonna be good. That's gonna be good.
yeah.
How was your
But
week last week?
last week was actually pretty good. This, other than like the market dropping, which made all the big boys drop as well. I was waiting for
Indeed.
Google
Take off.
to take off and it didn't, and yeah, I took a loss on that one. It was an options play. I had a really good entry. I pretty much like got the bottom, but because of the theta and just the time, it just didn't go well, so that was unfortunate. But other than that, I mean, I pretty much almost caught like the whole run on M&Q, which was really cool.
Nice,
uh,
nice. I remember you were short. So did you catch the drop?
yeah, I caught like half of it pretty much. Yeah.
Nice. That was 1,000+ point day. So that was an awesome day. Oh,
Wow.
oh, I
Yeah.
see somebody in the audience waiting in the background. We're excited. We're excited. We're excited. Let me bring you in. Give me 1 second. We hear that doorbell.
The dog's gonna
The
start
man,
barking.
the myth, the legend, Caesar in the house. How you doing, man? You're muted. You're muted. You're muted.
Hello,
There we go.
how's it going?
Going good. Doing good. Good to see you.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Nice, nice,
Took a
nice.
little bit to figure this out. I'm over here trying to text you. I'm like, I can't find your number. So I'm like,
It's fine. I sent you a couple texts, but I don't know if unless I have the wrong number, because I sent you a couple texts, one over the weekend and one this morning. And
nope.
I know the team were waiting for you. But anyways, details. No
Yeah,
worries. Good to see
we'll
you
sort that
here.
out after.
We'll figure
How
it
you guys
out
doing
after.
today?
All right, man. Let's get into these markets. Let's get into these markets. I really want to know what you guys, whenever you can, Caesar, if you want to share your screen, if you're looking at TradingView or whatever. But I want to hear what Alejandra's take is on the indices. We're going to look at oil. We're going to look at gold. We're going to look at everything we think is relevant because this was a significant drop last week. So I really want to
Mm-hmm.
know what you guys are thinking. Let me get into oil really quick since I have it pulled up right here. I have my Black Arrow platform loaded. So every week we send you guys a newsletter with my take on it's purely technical on levels. So last week on uh, oil, we had the asset kind of stay within this large range. We went from, I would say, 89.74 all the way up. Oh, I don't have my glasses on. This is I'm like, why is the screen so blurry? No wonder my glasses are not. I'm like, do I need to wipe this? What's going on? But
Do you
it's
have your coffee, Dave?
I actually have, check this out. I have one, two, three cups because I made a
Dang.
first coffee, forgot about it. My wife made me another coffee. She didn't know I had
Oh,
made coffee already, and then I made another one. So I have three coffees here. If I could
that
send
is,
them to you guys through the
I'll take
screen, it would be
one.
great. Anyways, but yeah, pulled back, took off, touched those 90s, went, found resistance at 96, went back down to the 89s, went back up, tested those 95s, and now we're hovering just above that previous week support. We had kind of a gap up between 90 and 92. So now we're figuring out what's going to happen. This is an hourly chart, by the way. We had a nice drop, which helped the equities. And I think if we continue to pull back into those 90s, then that'll be good for equities. That's my quick take on the technical level on oil. I have not been watching the whole geopolitical situation at all last week. Honestly, I'm kind of growing tired of it. That's just my personal opinion, but we'll see. We'll see what happens on the markets, and yeah. Alejandro, I see you have your NQ pulled up here, so I really want to get your take
Yeah.
as usual. And then Caesar can tell us a little bit about himself and everything. We're letting the people roll in. We have Aja. How you doing? We have Daniel in the house. How you doing, Daniel? Good to see you. It's always a pleasure to have you in the audience. Daniel is our very experienced trader and our Discord mod.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
Um,
indeed.
yeah, so thank you for the floor. So my levels are holding up pretty nicely here. I told my team that we are in a major demand area here at, I still hear the waves from Samir, I think.
Samir's muted. I don't know if it's Caesar. Give me a sec.
Oh,
Yeah, it's Caesar.
oh,
I'm
he
gonna
is.
I'm muted Caesar for a sec.
Okay,
We have
sorry.
we have beach sounds from you.
I know it makes me feel like I just want to go outside and have a pina colada. Okay.
Nice.
So anyway, it's holding this 4 hour demand area that I have here. And I told my team, I said, don't make it complicated, just draw a box between the 4 hour candle here, the top and the bottom of where it made that change and it held multiple times. And I told them from here, we have a couple options. And of course, nobody could predict the market. We just react based on what it gives us. But if it holds from here, it's going to give us a higher low and possibly tap into this 1 hour bullish fair value gap, because that's where I have the other area of rejection from previous history. And then if it decides that it wants to continue to be bullish, it's going to invert it, retest, and then continue to go take out those highs up there. However, my take is that on a larger time frame, and I usually do not play patterns, but I'm curious to see how the market shapes up over time, because I was looking at Bitcoin like a couple months ago and I told my team Bitcoin looks like it could have this head and shoulders pattern. And lo and behold, it actually gave us that head and shoulders pattern, which was really interesting to see. And if we look here, we have the left shoulder, the right shoulder, and now, if we don't hold this level down here, we're probably going to go lower. So if we look at M and Q that same way, of course, with confirmation, not just with the um, the pattern here, it's looking pretty much very similar. So I'm thinking that we're probably going to be consolidating to have that right shoulder form. And then we're going to come back and test this area here, the 4-hour demand area. And if we break below 2,900, I would like to see a retest. If it does this, and then come down, I would like to see a retest to go to this level here, unless it decides to hold at this level right here, which is like 27,600. So I'm going to be looking for lower highs, and I'm probably going to start shorting those lower highs, or I want to check to see if it's going to give us higher lows to keep going to sweep the high of day. So it'll be really a really interesting month, I would say.
Nice. Interesting take there. We're gonna see, what's gonna happen there. I got your screen that went away. It's fine.
Oh no, not again.
I'm gonna put Samir's screen on because I know he's gonna give us his take on the Dow. But right before Samir does that, since we have the man Caesar in the house, give me 1 second, Samir. By the way, Samir, Caesar, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself, Caesar? Introduce yourself so everybody knows, because Samir doesn't know you yet. A lot of people in the audience don't know you yet. And then how you doing, Justin? How you doing? Yes, I have some companions here who are going to teach me how to trade. They a lot of experience here, so they're gonna teach me, kind of smack my head when I'm messing up, and yeah. So Caesar, let us know.
All right, I'll give a little introduction. So my name is Caesar. I've been trading full time for 14 years as of this month.
Nice.
I started off in the penny stock era with Tim Sykes. I quickly became one of his top Millionaire Challenge students. Traveled with him, was on Below Deck, on the Below Deck show with him. From penny stocks, I went into trading listed stocks just because the brokerages that I was using it was very difficult to find shares to short, right, of stocks under $5.
Indeed.
And one of my the main company I started with, which was Scottrade, was bought out by TD, and then I obviously migrated over to TD since they were absorbed. And from there, I went into options, just because, again, it was very difficult for me to analyze a stock, watch it for a week, and then when it came time to short it, no shares available to short it. So it became very frustrating with that. I went into options, did very well in the options area. And again, there was a massive disadvantage between retail traders and institutions, where I would not be able to exit out of my positions in the morning, but institutions through the dark pool, they would get into and out of positions. And that's what led me into futures and commodities, because I do travel quite a bit. So if I'm, in Europe, or I'm in the Middle East or Asia, the time difference is brutal, right? And I experienced that for the time that I was in Vegas at the Penny Stock Conference, where I'm waking up at 4 or 5 in the morning to prep, and I mean, it was just brutal. Like, I could not do that for too long. So the futures and commodities area being 23 hours a day from Sunday to Friday, it offered me more flexibility as to what I was able to do. So I fell in love with it, and I mean, I've been trading futures and commodities for about 7 years now. So half of my career has been futures, commodities, forex, crypto, and
Nice.
yeah, I've learned quite a bit from the retail side, from the institutional side. I've been really engulfed into the whole prop space, the prop firm space, right? Because coming from trading with your own capital and having the emotional attachments, and sometimes psychologically not being able to be prepared to, see such massive drawdowns.
Mm-hmm.
And, it got to a point where I would start off with, let's say, an account of like 150K. And because I always knew I had more money that I could put in, I was allowing myself to have some crazy drawdowns. I mean, we're talking 45, $50,000 drawdown, $50,000 losses, and so forth. So it took some time, and with the prop space, I was actually able to get better at being able to see bigger fluctuations, right?
Uh-huh.
So yeah, so
That's
that's
great.
pretty much just a traveler, trader. Been doing this for a long, long ass time.
Yeah, I mean, you're when you started with Future, you said 7 years. That's my whole trading career. So, a lot of experience there. That's very good. That's very good. That's very good.
I didn't know you started
That's
with
awesome.
Tim Sykes and that you were a
Yeah,
part of his
That's
team. So,
crazy.
yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
wait, do you know Jack and Mari and Lucas or no?
I know some of them. The one they came a bit after me. So when I started with Tim Sykes was back in 2013, and yeah, and like I
Oh,
became
geez.
very fast. I became like one of his top students. I mean, in Profitly, like when we would do like the verification of
Mm-hmm.
profits. The only other person that was above me in the list was Paul Scolardi, which was like known as Super Trader. So he was a swing trader in there, and like I mean, this dude would find momentum before it even happened. I mean, this dude was pulling per trade quarter to almost half a mil per trade. And with his verified profits, I mean, obviously I wasn't doing as much as that, but when it came to verified profits, I was number two. And because of that, Tim had invited me to Below Deck when he went on there on that show. So I was on that show with him. It's been a wonderful journey. Like I said, from retail side to then getting involved with brokers to being involved with prop firms. It's been a really amazing ride. I gotta say,
That's so cool.
yeah.
That's awesome. Seeing someone who has done this 14 years, that's a long time. And for me, I started in 2018, I think. So from day one, I've been a prop firm trader. I started with stocks, but due to some capital issues, I got into forex, and I came to know about prop firms. So doing this thing full time since I think it has been 4 years, I think now. So yeah, prop firms
Nice.
only, amazing opportunity. And I
Mm-hmm.
think I have mentioned this couple of times. If prop firms was not here, I would have quit trading because for me getting that capital, so it was really tough. So yeah,
Yeah, I
prop
can I
firms
can
kept me
relate to
going.
that. I can relate to that. Without prop firms, I wouldn't be trading because I was just bleeding money. My spouse was
Mm-hmm.
like,
Yeah,
dude, we're gonna be broke. So yeah, without the prop firms, I wouldn't be here, or it would have taken a lot longer. So great, man. Great, great, great. I know everybody's dying for us to get into these charts, so I definitely want Samir's take on
okay.
the Dow Jones as usual. I have to say,
No,
Samir's been my lucky charm because every time he's here, usually we make profits. Alejandro
yeah,
showed up
same
the
here,
other
same
day.
here.
We were making nice profits. So I don't know. It's going to be a battle here. So we're going to see. But
We're
let's
gonna
see.
keep
Let's
it
see what we can
positive
get.
here. Positive
Positive, positive.
energy,
Green arrows on the
and yeah,
chart.
green arrows, yes.
That's it. Let's go.
So US 30 actually, I'm eyeing on buys around this area. We are also at the support area. Actually, we also took out the liquidity, so it is a plus point for me. So if we hold this area, that can be a buying opportunity for me. And of course, I will not enter immediately. I will like to go to the 1 minute time frame, then I will look for some kind of pattern, maybe price slowing down here, showing some kind of pause here. Then I will take some entries here. Stop loss can be here, and I might can aim for all the way to the top. This can be the trade idea number one on Dow. But what if we break to the downside? Huge impulsive leg to the downside. Then the bias can shift. Then we can take this low out. Let me draw a trend line also because it seems like a trend line. I want the price to close below the trend line. I might can take a loss on longs. It's okay. Trying to catch a pullback here. But what if we closed below the trend line, do a retest, and then fall down? So this can be the trade idea number two for me. If I take loss in longs, I can give second chance to the selling idea here. So this can be the trade idea number two. But what if price shot it up to the upside, and we have a couple of areas here actually. Let me delete everything. So this area is area number one. For that, I have to double check on the higher time frame. 2 hour daily. Do we have anything? Okay, daily. This was a way too bearish candle. We do have this small level here. We are already there, so I think that will not make that much sense. So let's drag it a little bit up. Okay, this can be the area where I might can look for shorts. So this can be the area, but for that price need to show a huge momentum to the upside. Let me delete this thing, and once it get here, I will like to take some shots, but of course not aggressively. I have to wait for the 1 minute time frame to show me some kind of consolidation, and I can eye on a small retracement move. Then of course, keeping this momentum in mind, we can go to the upside, but I will not be I don't mind capturing this kind of pullback. So these three trade ideas I will be looking for today. If price showed way too huge momentum to the downside, of course can be selling. I can look for sells around that pullback area. If it dumped way too much, then there is another story. Then I don't know if I will take any trade. So that trade idea, I will not enter in that scenario. So again, impulse momentum, pullback, shorting opportunity. If we reject from here, I can eye on buys, or if we get to these kind of areas, then I can plan for shorts. Now all I have to do is wait and see how price reacts on these kind of zones that I have shown you guys. So for me, US 30, to be honest, the confidence level here for the buys are good. Why? Because I have taken this kind of setup so many times, so I don't mind taking a buys here. The confidence level is decent. I've seen this kind of pattern a couple of times, so I don't mind taking a buy here. So confidence level on buy, it is a little bit more good. So you can say it, I will be biased here a little bit, but of course not too much biased. If we get impulsive momentum to the downside, it's okay, I can eye on sells also. But to me, this area looks good, and we also don't have a wick here. This candle is not having a wick. It has a wick, but very small. So this can be the area where I will be looking for buys. Looking promising. I've seen this type of setup a couple of times. So let's see what we get today. I am curious about your thoughts also on US 30.
Dave, I think
So
you're muted.
Oops, sorry
yes.
guys, sorry. Yeah, a very interesting take here. We're gonna see how that is gonna develop. I don't know. You said you want my take on the US 30. Um,
Yes, that can be
Honestly,
confidence for me.
I'm gonna I don't really have an opinion right now on any of the assets, right? I definitely want to
Okay.
wait. Yeah, surprisingly enough, today I don't have an opinion, but I usually do. I think we've had a major move. Let me bring my screen up. We've had a major
Yes,
move.
definitely.
Get back. All right, we're loading here. We've had. Let me get my trades out of the way. Yeah, so this is the yen cube, by the way. So we've had a huge move. So really, I want to see once we open, kind of where's the market position? What are we thinking? Do we have people who are trapped? Are people waiting to reload to push it to the downside? So I think I'm gonna wait for the first, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes, or maybe the first half hour of the session before I take a position. And that might mean that,
Okay.
hey, I completely lose the opportunity, but I'm okay with that right now. If I were to give an opinion, let me just pull up the Dow really quickly. I'll put up the mini Dow this way I could trade it. Yeah. So this is significant. This is what, almost 2% on the Dow. I really want to wait and see what happens. Because let me see, are we at the halfway point here? Okay, we're getting close to the halfway point. So if I were to give an opinion quickly, I want to see, okay, can we reach up and grab into this area here? That previous cluster. We have this cluster that's pretty interesting around 51,200, and then this other cluster around 51,500. So I want to see, okay, what's the reaction there? Can we recover quickly? Not really looking for longs or shorts. I wouldn't be looking for them just yet. I guess, again, don't let my opinion influence anybody. And then, if we continue to the upside, then here is where I'll kind of maybe I wanted to get to the extremes first before I do anything. And I really want to get you guys' opinion on what you think happened. I mean, we had this huge sell-off. I'm sure Caesar has an opinion on there on why, maybe, our theories on why we had this massive drop on the indices side. We've heard that it's because of those jobs numbers that came out. Let me pull up the jobs numbers for last week. What was it? Friday. Yeah. Non-farm payroll, sorry, came out at 172K versus a consensus of 85. So that's what, more than twice or about twice what the consensus was going to be. The forecast was 102. So I don't know if the NFP was what triggered this huge massive move. I'd like to know what Caesar thinks. And yeah, so right now I'm just gonna be patiently watching and seeing what the market wants to do. Give it a little bit of time to digest that huge move, and then from there I'll decide whether or not I wanna take in. Before I pass the mic on to you guys, I just want to say hi to everybody in the chat. We have Tinana, hi, welcome back. We have IG6207, hi, welcome back. DZ Nadir, welcome back. Daniel asking if somebody's going to trade gold. You guys love your gold, man. I'm tired of taking paper cuts on gold, so we'll see if we trade gold or not. I know Alejandra has to talk about gold a little bit because she has had her experience there. She's shaking her head. So we'll see. But so far, I'm just going to patiently wait. Don't have a huge bias as of yet. This is looking constructive. It might be a V-shaped recovery on the index. We're 3 minutes from the open, so we'll find out. What do you guys think? Why do you think we had this huge drop last week?
So I'll go first.
Sure.
First of all, the reason we had the gap, that sell-off is that the current contract of NQ, ES, and YM, they're going to be expiring in 10 days. So as of Friday, it's 11 days. So anyone that was currently long on those contracts, they have to start unwinding their positions, right? Institutions and hedge funds, because they move so much money, they can't just get out all at once, right? So they have to start building that position to exit out of their position before the contract expires. So as of today, we're 10 days before the contract expire. But then, I mean, if you look at a higher time frame, you look at a daily, you look at a 4 hour, this thing has been just nothing but a trajectory to the upside, right? So
Yeah.
some profit taking had to have happened. You're talking about this thing ran from 26,000, I want to say like 26, 25,000, all the way to 31,000. I mean, damn near running up to 32, right? So that sell-off that we had, it was aggressive, but honestly, it was much needed. And if you still look in the grand scheme of things, the market is still in an uptrend. So as of with today, like we're probably gonna end up seeing some more buying pressure. But yeah, that just had to happen. So like you're not gonna like pinpoint the exact reason. Some people might say it's NFP, but it's like no, it's really not. If you look at it, you look at it daily, and then you look at the fact that these contracts are going to be expiring literally as of Friday. It was a matter of like 11 days. Today
Yeah.
is days from expiration, right? So they had to positions had to be unwind, and in order for you to do that, you have to sell, right? And then you already have those individuals in the market that automatically are bears, right? They just want to short, short, short. So you have institutions, hedge funds unwinding their positions, and then you have bears coming in, and that was the recipe that caused us to drop over 5%.
Okay. Interesting take there. We have the market opening right now, so we're going to see what's going to happen, and then take our positions there. So you think this was just a big unwinding of people rolling contracts, or just getting out of the market overall, or repositioning, getting ready to redeploy?
Yeah, so basically they're exiting out of the current contract and they're rolling over into the next contract. If you look at the next contract, I mean the next contract it's trading at 29,831, right? And then the contracts leading after that are all in the 30,000 area and higher. So yeah, so it was just literally an unwind of positions because again, like I track when these contracts are going to expire, and then usually when just like a few days or a week before it expires, you end up either seeing a massive sell-off or a massive buy, depending on which side is the heaviest.
I mean, yeah, when we roll over, we do get interesting moves, but this this was significant. I don't know if it's a combination of contracts rolling over, the news, or things we were not aware about happening in the background. But yeah, interesting take there. We just opened, so we're gonna see what this market wants to do.
I'm taking
But
a long
yeah.
position on gold because it's holding the level that I wanted. So I just wanted to say that just because I'm trying it one more time. This is my last time trying it.
There you go. Well, you're up. Your screen is up. You can show us more or less what you're thinking about here.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. I don't know if you were about to
No, you're
share
fine. You're
something.
fine.
But last night I was I every Sunday night I do a market prep with my team, and I always like to look at gold and M&Q just because I like to trade both. And I like the way they both move, but sometimes gold could be a little bit tricky, and you have to be really patient with gold because it doesn't give you the move right away. Sometimes you just have to wait for extra confirmation. So here on this left side, I have a 4-hour time frame where this pink box here was a nice area of demand that I have for gold from previous history. If we go to I think it's a 4-hour bullish fair value gap that I have here. So let me just go back. I don't know if you guys could see. So trading ICT concepts. The top of this candle here, which was the last set of candles that pushed the price lower before we broke out with this candle to go higher, we retested, and the bottom of this candle created that gap right here. Okay, so I'm using that gap as an area of support because every time it holds that area, it makes a big run. So I'm just literally using that same area for future history to see if it'll actually hold this time and give me what I'm looking for, which is a push up to either a break of 43.74 or a sweep of 44.03. So if I don't see enough momentum, if I don't see enough buyers coming in here monitoring on the 1 minute time frame, I'm moving my risk. So my risk, I don't want it to go below that these lows down here. So I'm risking that much to take my profits with 3 micros to 43.90s, essentially. That's what I'm looking for. It could possibly go to 44.50, but I just don't know how it's going to move, and I don't want to be greedy or overstay my welcome.
All right. Interesting. We're gonna see what that gold trade does. I see the market pushing lower a little bit right now, so we'll see. We'll see. I don't know what Samir or Caesar are seeing right now. Since we try to take momentum scalps and quick trades during the live session, or at least show how we can pick our spots so that the audience can kind of determine what they want to do. I'd like to hear what you guys have to say. But just before that, I want to remind everyone that, first of all, the competition is going on, but we have super exciting news. Guess what? You see additional numbers here. We only had the 25 and 50, but now we have a 100K account and a 150K account ready for you guys. All
Oh
right.
wow,
So
that's
yeah,
awesome.
we're getting We're getting bigger accounts. I'm hearing I'm hearing alerts going off here. Is it me?
Ah.
I'm not sure.
Mhm.
Is it me? I'm not sure. I don't
I
think
think
I have alert.
it's Caesar because I can see something pop up there.
Oops, sorry.
No, I was on mute.
That's weird. Is it me? Give me a second. Do you guys hear the alert?
I've never heard this before.
Yes, yes. I'm hearing the.
Yeah, that's a trading view alert. Let me see if it's me, guys.
Mhm.
This is weird. What the heck? Give me a second. Give me a sec. Let me put this screen here. I guess it was me. That is so weird. I've never had that happen before. I have no alerts on. But anyways, maybe it's just telling me I should either
Yes,
buy or
now it's
sell.
fine. It's time for action.
Maybe that's the market gods telling me get into a position.
So you were
Anyways,
asking, I just recently entered long at 419 on NQ. 29,419 was a 4-hour support level for me based on how I trade. I don't know if I can share my screen.
give me a second. I'm going to share your screen right away. Doing this live. So,
All right.
give me a
Let me know.
second. You should be live. All right, you're good right now.
All right. So here are some 4-hour levels that I have. I was looking for a price to pull back into the 419 for a long. My upside target is going to be the next 4-hour level, which is 29,729. Some people might think that, oh, it's impossible for this to move up to that area, but again, I'll bring up, look at Friday. We dropped 1,600 points, so I'm projecting at least half of that movement to be absorbed. So, and right now we're only currently up 425 points. So if we were to recover half, which would be about 800 points, we're looking for a price possibly back over 29,800 area.
Okay, and are you looking at that like a longer term swing trade, or are you
No, this is
looking to
today.
recover
No,
that
no,
today?
this is today. I mean,
Okay.
we could literally do that today, right? So we had a beautiful bounce during Asia, right? We retraced towards the end of Asia in preparation for London, right? From London, we consolidated and we pushed up this morning. Now New York session, we've pulled back to retest a 4-hour level. And if you can see, so this is today. Right here, this was Friday, right? You see how we had a base here, we bounced, we couldn't get any higher, we had some exhaustions, and then we just flopped. So now that we've broken above it, here's the retest, and we should see this by the afternoon. So yeah, I mean, I'm already up about 80 something points on this trade.
Nice.
And that's what I like to do. So I mean, I do keep my styles pretty simple from either EMA bounces, break and retest, and then just higher time frame support and resistance level.
Okay, interesting. We're hopefully that plays out today. And then for anybody wondering, and I wanted to touch on that really quickly. If you're looking to take trades, but you're trading a smaller account, I advise maybe if you're used to trading the NQ, that's what I'm doing today. Since this account is a smaller 25K account, switching to something like the ES, where it's going to allow you to manage your risk better. So that's what I'm doing, and then I'll show you guys kind of where I'm picking my spots once I see the pattern formation we want to see. But Samir, it looks like you're getting into a position, or
I'm just
you're
observing right now because I might can get a trade on Dow because we are rejecting that area, but we are above the VWAP area, so I will be eyeing on longs around this area. Once
okay.
we retest this, I will wait for the 1 minute time frame to show me some kind of rejection or some kind of pause here. That will be the entry signal for me. It might can happen now after 30 minutes, maybe after 1 hour. I'm open to take longs around this area. Seems like we are getting close to that area. So I will eye on this area and NAS 100. This area is looking good, but the only concern for me is we are away from the VWAP. So I don't know, we might can spike a little bit and then go up. or we can, go up right from here at least to this area. So let's see what we get on NQ or NAS 100. Gold, let's see what gold is doing. I don't know, I cannot load my chart on gold. Let's try other broker. Okay, so gold, we still have a lot of range to fill, and this was a corrective leg to me. So we just broke this corrective leg. So I think we can get some impulsive leg at least to these areas. I'm just doing the analysis right now. For me, US30 is looking interesting. So I will be taking one position on US30 once we get here. Again, not immediately. I will wait for 1 minute time frame to align with my plan. So let's see. We are getting close to that area. 100 points away from that area. Let's see, can really squeeze good risk to reward here. So yeah, I don't need crazy win rate if I'm catching these type of trades. Even 30 to 40% win rate is good for me, like if I trade this way.
Good.
So yeah, I'm in the waiting mode here, not really impulsive, looking at the market, waiting for the market to get into my area, and then I will take the action. This area is very clean for longs, but again, if it was close to the VWAP, then I would have taken this trade. So I have just one piece of puzzle missing according to my trading plan. So yeah, but US30 waiting here. If we just didn't get here, maybe liquidate and try to go back up, so that will be a no trading day for me, and it's fine because in the morning I did took a long on NAS. Let me share that trade. Um, at first I took a long around here and my stop loss was here. Took a stop loss. I noticed we have unfilled area here. So we saw a rejection pattern. I took a trade here and my stop loss was somewhere around here, and I was targeting this high. So this was a beautiful trade in the morning. So I am not really so desperate or so impulsive in taking any trade because I already took these two trades. One was loss, one was win. So it was amazing. But this area is looking clean. I don't mind risking my profit here. Not whole of the profit, but some, probably like 0.5% of my account size here. So I will inform you guys if any of the pattern form here, but I do believe we are gonna get some kind of pause here, so I will be entering the trade anyway. So but if I enter, I definitely will tell you guys, but for now I am waiting.
Almost 150 points on NQ. For those of you guys
Oh
asking for
wow.
gold, gold would be a good buy around 43, 43.53, 43.55. Usually with me on gold, I prefer to risk about, I'll switch to the gold. Gold GC. All right, gold. So 40, 43.50, right around here. So 43.53 area would be a good long. I would be targeting the 200 EMA, which is around 4400. Risk about 3 points from entry. So I'm gonna be looking for price to come back down, retest it one more time. I'll risk about 3 points, 3 to 4 points to make somewhere between 50 to 60 points, which is a good risk to reward ratio. For me, when I'm trading, I like to take trades that I have a 3 to 1 plus ratio. So some trades might be a 3 to 1, some might be a 4 or a 10 to 1, which for me is a no-brainer. And again, just going off the fact that on the fundamental side, we had a massive sell-off all across the board. So today is the day that we're going to see that pressure reliever, right? Although some people might not feel comfortable thinking that, oh, we sold off so much on Friday, we could continue. Just know that there's a psychological aspect to it, and the fundamental side is once there's been a massive sell-off or a massive run-up, there's some pressure that has to be relieved in order for it to either continue in that direction or to reverse. And I'm gonna shave some of my position off on NQ 506. And now what I'll do is if price comes back down to the 419 area, let me go back to NQ here. If price comes back down to the 419 area, I'll re-add what I just took off. So I like to just go in and out of positions. I don't particularly want to go in a full position um, on anything or any given day. I like to scale in and scale out, which is more of determining where to enter and where to exit. Some people find that a little bit difficult just because it's like, nothing is written in stone. So when you enter a position or when you find an area where there's a base where you can see that clearly on a higher time frame, those are the areas where I would look to add. So for example, if price comes back down here, I'm comfortable adding what I took off because I just basically locked in a portion of my profits up here.
Okay. So you're
That was really
using
good
you're
trade.
using the 200 EMA, right, to kind of determine, and that's a 15-minute chart. You're using the 200 EMA and kind of doing a top-down analysis to find your position,
As a
or
target, no. So like I'm doing, so the 200 EMA, it's more so of like a target. Like the 200 EMA is actually 29,685. I'm targeting 29,728, which I mentioned is a 4-hour support and resistance level,
yeah.
right? So the EMAs will be either targets, either to the downside or to the upside, depending in where price is. So right now, price is currently underneath the 200 EMA. Price reclaimed the 50, right? It's
Hmm.
hovering above the 14, and as you can see, the 14 lined up slightly above that 4-hour level. So that gives me more confidence that okay, I am on the right path as what I'm looking for and the trade that I'm taking. So now I can either target the 200 EMA or I can target the 4-hour level. So prices are always going to move from level to level. It doesn't matter if you're using EMAs, SMA, Bollinger Bands, fair value gaps, supply and demand zone, liquidity areas, right? So the thing with all of these different terminologies is that at any given point, those areas are going to act as a support or resistance. So I like to break things down to the bare bones, right? Fair value gaps is like after you have like a massive sell off, you find the midpoint of that massive candle. That's referred to as a fair value gap. Me personally, what I consider a gap is an actual void in where price closes in one session and it reopens on another session, right? And it reopens higher.
Hmm.
That void, that's an actual gap, right? Because if you if you bring that terminology into our reality, if you say there's a gap in a road, what does that mean? There's a space in that road missing, right?
Yeah, of
So,
course.
so yeah, so that for me, when people speak about fair value gap, this, that, and third, I'm like, but it's a solid candle. Like, where's the gap, right? It's
Yeah.
just someone's variation of however they're trading. And when you break that down, what is a fair value gap? It acts as either support or resistance to price, and obviously support and resistance is subjected to break, right, at any given moment. So it's just, you're going off of probabilities. So any terminology, any strategy out there, the bare bones of all of them is based around support and resistance.
Got it. Got it. Interesting there. I think I was confusing your EMAs. I thought the dark blue was the 200 and the light blue was because my 200 EMA is always dark blue. So
Yeah, not the
automatically I'm like,
turquoise.
whoa.
The
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
the
So I'm
turquoise
like,
is
wait,
the
are you basing your
200.
entries off of that? So that's why I'm asking. But
Yeah.
I like that take. I think it's very interesting that and it happens all the time, when I'm trading with somebody else like Samir or Alejandro or whatever, we see charts differently. I'm only using support and resistance levels for the most part and looking at volume data, and we will reach the same conclusions just looking at the charts differently, so using a different methodology. So it's always a nice thing to see that different traders are coming to the same conclusions just using different tools. So I think that's great. It's a great thing about trading, telling you that hey, no matter how you look at the charts, as long as you have your edge, you can eventually extract some profits from there. So we're gonna see what happens. I know everybody. Well, Justin specifically likes to see my pink ORB boxes. So I'm going to show you my boxes quickly, and then I want to hear about Alejandra's take on what happened to her with gold. So I'm going to annoy you about that. So as usual, guys, we have the 15-minute opening range. Haven't taken any positions yet. Let's just look at the range really quickly. We had a displacement of about 32 points. So for an asset that usually moves 50 points in a day, that's pretty significant. Now, we had a huge move the other day. So essentially, what I'm waiting to see is a couple more touches. So, we had a range. We touched the bottom here, which coincided with VWAP. By the way, this is a 1 minute chart. We pulled back to the 50% of the range. We're pulling back here. So now I'm trying to find out, okay, since we're inside this range still, we haven't, we didn't exit the range where we could find a pullback and possibly enter short, which, or the reverse of that, which would be we get out of the range, we pull back for a possible long entry. Right now, since we're in the middle of the range, I want to see, okay, can we go recon? Is this a higher low where we're going to continue higher, or is this a pullback where we're going to retest, the upper end of this range and then continue lower? So that's why today I'm being very patient. We're about 10 minutes from the 10 o'clock, so we'll see what happens at 10 o'clock. As I like to say, I like to look at the speed of price. So right now, price is, I would say, running, not sprinting. So if I open longer term chart, 5 minute time frame, more or less, we're inside this range, right? We've pulled up, pulled back, tested the middle,
Can
touched
I
the
interrupt real
high.
quick?
Yeah,
Gold I just got triggered on gold at
nice.
43.53, already up 3 points. So I just wanted to know if like can we interrupt when someone's speaking? Tell
Yes,
them.
we can. Please interrupt, punch me in the face, slap me, whatever.
All right. So if
Uh,
anyone was paying attention to gold on that analysis I gave them and they entered at 43.53, we're currently up 4.5 points.
all right, let's pull up the GC contract. You said 43.53
That was the
was
entry
the entry.
area. Yep.
Okay,
Right now
nice.
it's at 43.56.9.
Nice, nice, nice. Alejandro doesn't like patterns, but I do. I mean, this is looking like a classic. Um,
I would say bow flag, wedge
yeah,
pattern, extended wedge
classic
pattern.
flag.
Mm-hmm.
You're catching it at the ideal area right here at the bottom. So you had the pull here, consolidated, tested the high, and then you caught the bottom here. So this is a great risk reward trade. Even if you go and you fail up there, it's still
Still
profitable.
winning, yeah.
And then if you
Yeah.
can break out of there and form another structure similar to this one, where you displace maybe a couple ranges above, so that would
Let's
be
go. We're almost
one
at point.
standard deviation. That would be another standard deviation. So call it two standard deviations. That takes you to all the way to 4,400, which would coincide with probably a previous area
Yeah.
of, yeah, right there when we were talking about. So yeah, awesome trade
Wow.
there. I think I'm just gonna need to trade gold when Caesar's on because I always get cut.
Yeah, I'm
But
about to shave some off here at 43.62. And if we can base over 43.77, I'm gonna re-add to the position and trail my stop and target 4,400. But yeah, I mean, anyone that paid attention, they're up literally 10 points at this moment.
nice, nice. And 10 points on gold on futures is awesome.
Yes, it is.
Just multiply it by whatever number you want.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
so all good there, all good there. Speaking on gold, Alejandra, let us know. Your friend Gold. Teach us, please. Teach us the lesson. Teach me the lesson.
So I was actually just journaling it because I want to make sure that I improve my
Let's go.
trading and my risk management. So I notice that when I'm tired, I get impulsive. And one of the things that I need to do is literally just take a step back and sit on my hands and just analyze and study price action and the charts. So last night on gold, I started a position. I think it was right here in this area, and I was up, a nice. I think it
Chunk.
was like $300. But because I like to trade ranges, I wanted I wanted the calls from this area to 4,400, which, Caesar just confirmed that price for me. So I'm like, okay, I should be able to get what I'm looking for. And I obviously, didn't take my profits. I held, I held, I held. I moved my risk below this area here when we had this wick, and then I got faked out because, I should have just taken the profits. I should have taken the profits, walked away, and then reanalyzed or re entered if the opportunity was there. But because I got stubborn, I said, I'm just going to hold the position and I'll add. So I added, and then as soon as it didn't continue to go over and hold that area here at 43.52, I took a loss here. So I think it was like a $300 loss because I added, right?
Hmm.
So then I tried it again, and I tried it again, I think at this level here. And I said, okay, it's going to hold this level. It already swept the low. And I was a little bit, what do you call it? I don't know if stubborn is the word.
Probably is.
But this is on a 15-minute time frame. On a 1-minute time frame, this was another really nice push where I was up and again like $200-300, and I didn't take it again, so I ended up taking the loss. And so that was my second loss, and I think I lost over 500 or 600. So I blew one account and I was over leveraging because I wanted to move up and have a little bit more cushion. So that was definitely the problem that I had. I could have had two cuts, but because I over leveraged trying to have more cushion on my account, I ended up blowing the account. And I get like that when I'm like really close to blowing an account. I'm like, it's either I make it or I break it. And so that's
Yeah.
like not the best mindset that you want to have. You want to make sure that you go smaller size so that you can still stay in the game. Because at the end of the day, it is a couple $100 here and there if it doesn't go your way. And if you don't have savings, you're just going to keep draining your own bank account. So I'm trying it one more time, and honestly, I might just give up on this because it's just kind of annoying me. And so when it annoys me like this and it doesn't give me the push right away, this is my third time, so this will be my last opportunity for gold. Otherwise, I'm leaving it alone.
All right. I think the lesson here, and we've I've done this plenty of times, is when you have an account or you're having back-to-back losses and stuff like that, we have a tendency to martingale and want to just
Mhm.
add and add and add and make huge, how do you call that? By the way, I entered short on the ES right now. We'll see.
Nice.
I'm countering. I want a long, but as usual, I tell you guys I'll counter myself. So we'll see. Um, what was I saying? Yeah, we have a tendency to martingale, meaning just build bigger positions as we're losing in order to make it back. And we've all fallen prey to that. I've fallen prey to that more times than I wish to mention. But
Mhm.
that's actually the wrong approach, and we know it. That's the crazy thing. As traders, if you've been trading for long enough, you shouldn't be adding, taking bigger size when you're having a losing streak. And honestly, your ideas were great because has had you held, your positions probably would have been in profit right now. And
Yeah.
it's the thing of, okay, we're trading too much size. We're trading too much size in relation to where our account is standing at. Now, the great thing about prop firm is, guess what? You could just reset. You didn't actually lose that profit.
Mhm.
You can just reset the account, start over, try again, learn from that lesson. And that's great. But I really wanted you to speak on that because I think it's a great, of course, it's live therapy for you. Um, but I think it's great. It shows everybody that we still make mistakes, and this is how we fix them. This is
Mhm.
how we kind of get better. So love that, love that. I'm really happy that you shared that with us. Sorry to put you on the spot, but I have a tendency to do that. Feel free to put me on the spot from time to time.
No, I'm humble. I don't mind.
Awesome. Awesome. So we're gonna see what happens here. I see Samir staring at his charts
I'm
like a
still waiting.
hawk. Uh,
Yeah. Actually, if you look at NQ, it is coming near the VWAP, and there is also the demand area. The way I see the charts, so I think that can be a good area for longs. So I don't know if okay, my screen is there. So
screens
this
up.
can be a good area for longs. So same plan for US 30 or Dow also. Longs around here looks promising to me, and longs around here looks promising to me. One or two trades a day, similar setup. I trust this thing, so yeah,
Let's
I
see.
think that is a good setup. Now all I have to do is wait for the price to get here and show me some kind of signs that yes, it can go to the upside. And how will I know? I will just wait for some consolidation on the 1 minute time frame. And so far, actually, we are slowing down here. We are not impulsing into this level. So that also is a good thing for me. So if we slow down like this, I don't mind taking the entry right at some kind of engulfing candle. So that can be a entry scenario for me. I'm still in the waiting mode. Sometimes I get the entry immediately. Sometimes I have to wait like this. I think on Friday I took a loss. Yes, on Friday it was a losing day for me. On NAS actually, I was trying to capture this long here. Let me
Fighting the
share that
trend.
also. Yeah, I was the way my strategy works. We was away from the VWAP, so I was like maybe we can get rejection around this support area. So I took the trade here. Stop loss was here. I was about to hit the stop loss, then this candle gave me the hope. It just got to the break even point, slightly in profit, and then again, triggered me a stop loss. So I was like, oh, it is rejecting from my stop loss. So, but I just took a stop loss here. But Monday, it's a good start. This area, again, as I mentioned, I will wait for this area. I could have shorted this here based on some imbalance and all these things. But the problem is that I have noticed in my patterns, I am good with continuation moves. Like this was some kind of reversal move. Of course, these type of setups do play out, but as I'm reviewing my performance based on my weekly analysis that I do, so I think not I think I have decided that I will only trade continuation moves from now on. So I will not try to take the reversal moves. As I mentioned, this US 30 trade could have traded from this area, looking for shorts. So I was talking to myself. I was like, let's take continuation moves only. That can enhance your win rate. That can enhance your equity curve. You can pass more challenges this way. So I have came to this conclusion. No more reversal trades like this. Of course, these things also play out over the time, and I have found a good success in it also. But the win rate wise, I think continuation moves I can catch a little bit more win rate. So I will look for continuation moves a little bit more now. So yeah,
David,
All right. Yep.
your ES short.
My
So
air
what's
is underwater.
yeah, it's it looked like a fake out.
Yeah,
Um,
it's on purpose. So I'll show you guys. I usually scale into positions with tiny size. Let me share my screen.
so yeah, my question to you is that trade. What's your stop loss? What's your TP like? What's your risk
Okay.
reward ratio?
So here's the trade. Shorted this bottom here, right? Looking for my thesis is long. What I'm trying to do is do two things. One, I'm trying to confirm the long, because if my trade doesn't work out, that confirms that okay, I'm wrong on the trade, and I am looking for a flush. So I'm looking for the asset to flush to maybe this area here around the 74.20s, which could correspond to these previous resistance levels. And then this is where I really want to buy, because this is where I think the trade would work. And then if we get the flush and we get continuing to the downside, well, that means that my long idea was wrong. Where am I risking from? This is a safety stop. So the 774.72. But right here, my stop is actually those previous highs. So I always have a safety stop just in case some tweet comes out, something crazy happens.
Yeah.
But I'm always looking at the chart and using the chart as my stop, because if we get a little move, well, I've learned that you need to give stop some room because you'll get fake outs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I like to very often counter my ideas. So, very often I've done it multiple times live. It's like, okay, guys, I want to go long, but I'm going to go short first for multiple reasons. One, I can bank a little bit of profits before the long idea works. And sometimes if I'm wrong, then I'll be wrong, but profiting while my thesis is wrong. So
We should have
I'm
shorted gold. It's not working. It's not gonna work. I
we'll
hate
see.
gold today.
Gold is never my friend, except the other day where we
I
had
don't trade gold either.
this awesome gold trade. Okay, so we're seeing buyers step in. The less this short works, the more the long idea works, and then I'll eventually flip long. Right, the loss will be small, as it'll be a small 1R loss, and then we can catch the real trade and add to that on the way up. So we'll wait. Actually, on the Nasdaq, if I was to go long, this would probably be where I would be looking to scale in. This is looking good on the Nasdaq. I might actually go in on the Nasdaq, even though for these accounts kind of tough.
Go in with the micros.
I'm
MACD.
only trading micros. This is a 25K
Okay.
account. I can't trade. I can't
Gotcha.
trade anything other than micros.
With
I'd be crazy to trade anything else. All right, we're gonna mark it in this position.
ES, where you went short is actually where I would go long based off of a 15-minute time frame break and retest.
This is a great long entry. So, yep. Now the short is off. We tested these lows, and we're getting ready to break out. So you just invert this position, risking the prior lows, and then we'll add on pullbacks on the way up. So I'm long both the ES and the Nasdaq, tiny size, just 1 micro each. I'm gonna give the Nasdaq 2 R's, and then wait. I need to get this TP out of the way. So yeah, we're in. What does DZ Nadir say? Need to see the micro balance on value area high on 15-minute previous candle. You need to see micro balance on value
Hi,
area high.
Nadir.
Oh, Nadir. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm very risky. I'm not. That is actually one of my weaknesses in trading. Is I'm not risk averse at all, and I've suffered for it. I'm not afraid to just go in. So not always
I'm
careful.
stopped out on gold.
You're stopped out on gold?
Yeah.
Short?
Yeah. No, I was going long and I got stopped out.
Oh, okay.
So it's clear for me on the ES. Pulled back, tested the 50%. We swept the lows. We got some volume increase here. We're retesting these levels. We pulled back, tested again here, right? We're right below the previous shorts. So what we need is an increase in volume here, continuation to the upside, capture these highs, maybe pull back and continue higher. So as we pull back, I'll add. And if that doesn't work, then I'll get stopped out. So, yep, that is it for now. Maybe we needed a bigger flush, but with what I saw on the NQ, that triggered the trade on the ES. And then the other thing I'll do is I will hedge. So I'll be long one index, short the other, and then I'll have different time frames. Maybe a shorter hold on one, a longer hold on the other. I think I did that the other day with Alejandra. So
I'm still waiting for today.
Samir is the patient monk.
If anyone's looking at gold, another area where gold would be a good re-entry long would be 43.36.60. Let me switch because I'm looking at it on a different. Okay, 40. let's say 43,336.
Yeah, this can be some kind of fake out to the downside.
All right, so yeah, so right down here at 43, 3660, that would be an area where I would look to start scaling in one contract. If you don't have a sizable account, go in with a MGC. You're basically going to be risking about $30 to make 100 to 200. So I will be starting off with one. I'm going to risk about $300 to make 1,000, expecting a decent bounce, another 10 points or so from it. If it's close below it, I'm still not looking to short gold, just again, because of the amount of sell-off we have. I'm more inclined to just looking for areas for possible reactions to the upside for buys.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Nice, 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 nice. Samir, I
May
didn't
I
get.
ask?
Yes.
Oh, I was just gonna say, Caesar, what's making you long bias on gold?
We made a low during the Asian session. After
Mm-hmm.
that, we had a nice base, and just the area I'm looking at, that was the prior daily low. So
Mm-hmm.
I also monitor those daily lows, daily highs, and I'll trade around those, right? Because price will end up coming to it. Either it'll end up building a base and giving a good reaction. It's much similar to how I treat EMAs and support and resistance, right? And again, if you look at like what I'm saying is like if you look at a 4 hour time frame on gold, it was a massive sell-off. Like, and look at the previous 4 hour candle. The previous 4 hour candle was a bullish engulfing candle. I'm not shorting when I see bullish engulfing candles. I'm just going to be
Mm-hmm.
looking for areas to enter into longs. Just like if
Mm-hmm.
I see a bearish engulfing candle, so if you look at a 4 hour, matter of fact, let me just do it here, so you guys can see. So I'm like not used to doing all this on. All right. Yeah, the 4 hour time frame on TradingView is completely off from the other platforms I use. But for example, we'll use this right here. Right here, we had a bearish engulfing candle, right? Most people they see this, they're like, oh, this can't go any lower. They look to short. They look to buy. They get crushed. Right here, we had a bullish engulfing candle. Am looking for retracements. Usually it'll retrace to the midpoint of that bullish engulfing candle and continue to the upside. Same thing with the bearish, which is not always, but high probability it'll either retest the midpoint or somewhere slightly above it and continue. But again, because this was a bullish engulfing candle, I'm not interested in shorts. I'm interested in longs because that's where it's showing. And then again, this was a massive sell-off. We need some pressure reliever. So the pressure reliever should bring price to about this area, right? Right here. And that's the 4,400 area, right? I'm not going to say it's that specific 44, but basically between 4,400 and
Yeah.
4,414, that's where we look to go. And that's where I'd be more inclined to possibly look for a short, right? But then if
Mm-hmm.
price gets above that upper range of this area, I would then continue to look for pullbacks on a smaller time frame that holds above for a long. So yeah,
Yeah.
so with that being in
We
mind,
have very similar analysis. I think maybe I'm just a little impatient with my entries, and um, I like to trade the whole range, right? Because I don't like to go in big size. Well, I mean, we can't really because of the platform sometimes, but um, yeah, I think I don't know, maybe because the way that I used to trade, um, I used to trade it in with like option contracts, right?
mhm,
And so I would add and add and add it to my position until we had that move, and it would work every time. And I think, and I used to do that like maybe 4 years ago. So I think I'm like trying to do that,
mhm.
but it's not working. And sometimes it'll work, and sometimes it just won't. And so I'll take paper cuts here and there until like I'm like mentally drained. And like right now, for example, right? I just took a loss. I was up like $200, but for me, it's like I can't really take those profits because it's not playing out the way that I want to. And so maybe what I need to do is break even rather instead of taking those trades after it's going my way. So
No, you
it's just
can't.
a mental
You
reminder right now.
sometimes the way the market is conducting itself, you
Yeah.
gotta think of it like this. Something is always better than nothing, right? If you take a
Yeah.
trade, you're up $200, take the 200 because you're trading in a way that you're thinking that the market is always going to do these massive big ranges, and it might do it, it might not, right? So you have to leave
Mhm.
room for the possibility that the market might just range, it might just chop, it might just do a lot of
Yeah.
manipulating back and forth. But in those conditions, if you're able to make $200-300, you should
Mhm.
take that, because if you take that $200 when you had it, right, and then it offers another opportunity later in the day, you take another trade, you make another 200. Now you're up $400 on the day versus, you're either break even or you're at a loss, right? And what I would say to that is bring reality into the mix, right? You do personal training, right? You
Mhm.
charge someone, you're working with someone for an hour, right? And you might not be charging them $200 an hour. Let's say you might be charging them maybe 50 or even 100. If you're charging
Mhm.
someone 100 an hour to train them, but you just took a trade and you made $200, right? And that might have taken you maybe, I mean, the market's been open less than an hour. So in
Mhm.
less than an hour, right, 30 minutes or so, you were up $200. You should have taken that $200 because normally it would take you 2 hours to make that, right?
Yeah.
So that's how I approach things, because like I do have some days where, like, yes, I'll have a 9, 10K day, but then I have days where, like, I only make $150. I might only
Mhm.
make $50 or $80, just because
Mhm.
what's there is not what I'm looking for, is not really transpiring. So
Mhm.
if I'm up $80, if I'm up $50, it's still something, right? So if you get into the mindset where, hey, $100 here, $100 there, I mean, you could take 10 trades for the day and make
Mhm.
$100 each one. By the end of the day, you're up 1,000, right? So base hits do add up. You can
Mhm.
also reference that to compounding interest, right? When you start
Mhm.
compounding on top of what you're making, yeah, just approach it that way, because the way this market is, heavily manipulated, at times
Mhm.
very choppy, right? To where if you're not really there mentally focused, it can be draining. It's gonna cause you like, oh my God, like I'm just gonna throw my hands up. But that's because of
Mhm.
your expectations, and you're expecting, like, okay, you trade a massive range, so you're expecting to get either in at the mid or the bottom of the range and then ride it up. And it might come, midway and then just flop all the way back down, right? It might
Yeah.
go slightly to where your TP is, and if you're so anal about getting out of a specific price, like
Yeah.
that is going to cause so much damage. And I speak on that because I
Yeah.
used to be like that when I started off.
Mhm.
I mean, I
Mhm.
got very accustomed to making $1,000 to $1,200 a day. Or
Mhm.
per trade, and I would get into a trade, and I would want to get out at the exact cent, and it would come within
Mhm.
2 to 5 cents, and then just flop, and I would go from being green to getting out, for a loss. So
Mhm.
from there, I learned, like, okay, base hits. If I take a trade and within the next 5 minutes I'm up 250, 500, I'm gonna take that.
Mhm.
Another setup presents itself. I take another trade. I make another $400, $500. Okay, boom. Now I'm getting closer to my daily goal of 1,500 or 2K. So yeah. So
Yeah.
just take what you can when you can.
I like
Well,
that. I like that. I think people forget, and I've done that. But the other day, there was somebody live, and then we were talking about, they were asking me, "Oh, how much are you risking?" I'm like, "Well, this is a 25K account. I'm risking $100 per trade, and then trying to do a 2 to 1, 1.5 to 1, whatever." And then I think we got to $200 and whatever. And then somebody said, "Well, oh, chump change." Well, guess what? Somebody who makes $50,000 a year in the US makes $200 a day. Okay. If you make $200 in an hour and a half, playing this video game, because that's what it is, we're playing a video game right now,
Yep.
you cannot complain.
Nope.
You want to call it chump change, fine, but you could take 2, 3 trades like that in a day, make $1,000. Guess what? If you made $1,000 in a day, that's somebody's weekly salary, or bi-weekly salary. The median average income in the U.S. is $50,000, $50,000 a year. The yearly income around the world is $12,000 a year. Okay. So if anybody is making 200 bucks in a couple of hours, and I'm not knocking any of you, I'm just supporting Caesar's point. If you're making $200 clicking buttons,
Yeah,
guys, you should be ecstatic. And
absolutely.
I mean, I'll tell you, I've worked many different jobs. I've worked some hard jobs. I've worked construction back in the day. Trust me, before you make 200 bucks, you're gonna lift a lot of
Oh
stuff.
yeah, 100%.
So, it's yeah, don't get fooled by these traders who are showing you they're making six figures in a day. Yes, it is totally possible,
It is.
but you can't um how could I say, you shouldn't undervalue you making a couple of hundred bucks in a few clicks in a few minutes, right?
Oh,
So I
100%. I
think that's
mean,
totally
Yeah,
totally
exactly.
value. It's just to support and confirm your point, which I think
I
is
mean,
totally valid.
there's more people. The top, let's say 1-5% that's making over a mil. There's not many people doing that, right?
Yeah,
And if you can take base hits throughout the day, I mean, if you can average out about $1,000 a day, you're making a quarter of a mil a year.
yeah,
There's not many people doing that, right? So when people say that, like, oh, that's chump change or whatever, and it's like, well, are you trading? Because a lot of people, they're going to critique you, but they're not actually doing it themselves, right?
yeah.
And again, going back to reality, most people, I mean, shit, even doctors, they're making what, maybe $100 an hour, or a patient or whatever, right? And it's like you're here doing it from the comfort of your home. You're doing it in a way that it's literally at almost zero risk to you, right? And you're able to make what someone with a doctorate degree, someone with a master's degree is able to do. And mind you, these people had to put hundreds of thousands of dollars into their education to get to that point. And it's not like right away to get to make that, quarter mil, half a mil, or even a mil. So
Yep.
yeah, when people do that, I'm just like, first of all, show me. And then the ones that are, claiming that, they're making these 6, 7 figures, it's like, you know, at those point, I'm like, I want to see payout receipts, or
Yeah.
I want to see tax returns. If it's neither,
Tax returns
like,
can't don't lie.
if yeah, it don't, like, listen, my biggest thing is like numbers don't lie, right? Like,
Yeah.
I love that saying, numbers don't lie. So if the numbers ain't adding up, it's like, no. But majority, there's more people that making $200 a day is life changing.
Of course. I
Even,
mean,
even,
that's that if you're again, I'll repeat it. If you're making $200 a day, you're making more than the average person in the world. All right?
yeah.
That's number one. Number two, if you're making 200 bucks a day, you're making more than the median income in the US, right?
Mhm.
It's about 50K. So just add 100 bucks to that. If you're making 300 bucks a day, you're making more than 60% of the US population, which is the wealthiest country in the world, guys. So
And 80% of the world. Let's
like
just,
it, you don't understand. I've lived in different countries. So if you're making 300 bucks a day, you are killing it.
oh yeah. I mean,
Okay?
bro, I just came from Republic of Dominican Republic, and I found out there that, like, the average monthly salary is $400.
In the Dominican.
Yeah, in the Dominican
Yeah.
Republic, four
I
hundred
lived
dollars
in the
there.
Dominican Republic. I used to make 30,000 pesos a month. You know what 30,000 pesos a month was back in the day? It was 1,000 bucks a month. Okay? Let's divide that. Well, that was a while ago, but still, let's divide that by so 30, what is it? 1,000 bucks a month divided by 20 trading days. I was making 50 bucks a day.
Yeah,
Okay?
look at
Had I
that.
been making four times that, I would have
I was
felt rich.
Yeah,
I was making $200 a month,
Oh my gosh.
and now things have completely changed. I have
There
lost
you go.
the value of $200.
Yeah.
So, guys, it is really, as a trader, it is a journey. And guys,
Yeah.
one thing I want to tell you guys, I have to sign off because my PC is not running correctly. I pulled out this RAM because it was causing issues. So you guys are frozen in between. So I have to change it. So let me get that, and tomorrow I can fix my PC. So
No
today I'm
problem.
sorry, Dave. I have to sign off little early.
No
I
problem
am
at all,
sorry for
CJ. No,
that.
no problem at all. I think the PC was afraid that you were going to make too much profit, so it had to, stop everything. But good seeing you, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Thank you so
All
much,
right, man.
guys, and
Take
good to
care.
see you guys. And I will see you next week.
Indeed,
So
Alrighty.
indeed.
I'm signing off. So thank you, guys.
Later.
Take
See
care.
ya.
Bye bye.
Take care.
Have
Bye.
a
Take
profitable
care.
day and week. Okay. Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you.
All right.
So yeah, man, a lot of people take that stuff for granted. I mean, I've been guilty of it where like again, like
Yeah,
I got
even me.
so
I'm blabbering, but yeah, even me. I'm like, oh, just $200. But then I had to reset my mind.
yeah, you got to bring it back to the you
Yeah.
got to bring it back to the basics, man. It's like every so often, like it's really good to go back to the basics and like really appreciating because again, like it got to a point, man. Listen, 1,500, 2K. I'm like, ah, that's not enough. Oh, let me try to make an extra two or three,
Yep.
and and it would end up going against me and so forth. And at times, like I would end up risking all of my profits, and it got to a point I'm like, what am I doing? Like once I'm up X amount in a day, I should be risking maybe about 20 to 25% of that,
Yep.
just to add a little bit more to it. So yeah, so a lot of it is just that's why I stress like the whole bringing it back to reality. Like people like the power of just making some small incremental win that will compound the next day and the following day. And even if it takes you all week to make 1,000, the following week you're starting off with
Yep.
an extra $1,000 in your account that you're going to be able to do something more with. So yeah,
Yep.
and when you can compound, okay, the next 3 months, maybe you're only making 100 a day, right? If you're making $100 a day, 20 trading days a month, you're making 2 grand a month. If it takes you 3 months to really build the account up, where now at the end of the third month you're at $6,000, it's like think about how long it would take, an average person to really make $6,000.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you because I used to make that amount. It would take me a whole month of working 8, 9, 10 hours, all right, before I was able to make that amount. So it's totally. I'm excited today. I'm excited because I like what Caesar's talking about. We need some balloons. Okay, we need some, and we need some fireworks because this is just gold right now. This is just gold right now. We have Habibi Void saying $200 a day. I'd be in Bali doing we in the ocean. There you go. There you go. There you go.
There
No,
you
I
go.
think yeah, we need to harp on that because there's, yes, you can make insane amounts of profits in the market, right? And that is true. You could make multiple 6, 7, 8 plus figures. Yes.
Yeah.
But the ones making that are very few and far in between.
Hmm.
And we don't see enough of the actual reality where what you're making is a normal person's wage with the added benefit that you're sitting in your house in your
Hmm.
pajamas, in your boxers, you have no boss, you don't have to commute, you don't have to deal with coworkers, you
Hmm.
don't, you're not doing any of that. You're just clicking buttons and fighting yourself.
Yeah.
That's it,
Basically.
right?
Basically.
Best job in the world, guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Best
I mean,
job in the world.
Amen.
and it's scalable, and that's the other thing too. It's like
That's
I
it.
mean, being also like I've had a few businesses and stuff like that. Like overhead is crazy. I mean, I had a trucking business back in 2017.
Mhm.
My monthly overhead was 32 grand, right? Between employees, insurance, maintenance, fuel, $32,000 a month I was spending on that business. Not to mention the headaches of dealing with people,
That's the
no
hardest part.
shows, no calls, damages, like so when you actually think about it, like what you're doing at home, even if you're making 100, $150 or $200, it's actually more because you're saving on so many costs, right? You're
Yep.
not driving, which means you're not putting wear and tear on your vehicle. You're not spending money on fuel. And I don't know where you live in the US currently, but I mean, just a few weeks ago, gas prices over here in my state was like damn near $5,
Yeah, I
right? It was
paid
like
385 this
or
morning.
something like four seventy
Six
something.
dollars for me.
Yeah,
Woo.
so imagine like there's so many different ways and things that you're saving, and it's like obviously it doesn't come overnight, right? It's a series of small wins, learning a strategy, then learning about yourself, getting in the right mental space, having the proper risk management, and then again being able to scale. Like the fact that you can get multiple accounts, you can grow those accounts to the point where they either move you into an actual live account, which then at that point it's like, the cuffs are off. There's, make as much money as you want in a day.
Yep.
By all means, you want to catch, 1,000 point movement, a 300 point movement on however many minutes, go for it, right? So the scalability of this and the fact that it doesn't cost as much, literally low overhead cost. I mean, you can't beat this. You can't beat it with a stick,
No,
man.
you can't. You can't, honestly. And I'll tell you that trading, and by the way, I'm just gonna show the positions right now, so everybody can see. We are up. Speaking of $200 a day, we're up about $400 on this. I could cut this position right now, and then I'm done working. We started working at 9 a.m. It's 10:30. It's an hour and a half. I mean, $400 a day would used to be 2 days of work. All right, 2 full days of dealing with a bunch of stuff. So there you go, guys. Um,
I'm
but
also long MNQ. I put my risk into profit just in case.
nice. And then I added to this position, by the way. But yeah, it's but this is a decent area where one could take profits, just shave a little bit off right
Well,
here.
yeah, yeah.
Right. So let's do that. Let's do that for
Run
everybody
up.
in the chat. Let's show it. Let's not be cocky. We're just gonna market one contract off. All right, one is off. And then I'm still risking the lows here, expecting, maybe a possible pullback and then a continuation to the upside.
Would you not trail your stop? So like something that I personally like to do is like the minute I shave some of my position, I move my stop loss actually like slightly in profit. Granted, yes, there are times where it could do a full pullback and stop me out in profits, but I rather get out with something than it coming down and taking me out at break even, or even coming down and and taking away some of the profits that I've locked in.
Yeah,
Just
so
because
I'll do that sometimes.
we're approaching the London session close, which is going to be at 11. So, I mean, at that point, we could get a slight pullback or even, a full unwind of this movement because there's so much unknown. It's like, okay, yes, I still see that upside target, but it might take, a bit to do it. So I rather always lock in some profits than no profits or let a winning trade go red. That's
I totally agree with you, and I'm gonna speak on that as well. I always call it the payroll and the bonus. So
Mhm.
right now, what I did was take the payroll. We took that $200 or whatever it was, and
Mhm.
we're green. And then I'll move my profit right here. Close to break even, just paying for commissions, $4, $2.50, whatever it is. And yeah, if it continues, I'll get that extra bonus. If it doesn't, then I made my payroll for the day. So yeah, let's do that. Let's do everything. Let's practice what we're preaching. So
Yes.
we'll put this at
Risk
$4,
management.
$4. Sorry, $5 to pay for commissions, and
Why don't
then
you why don't you
let
bring it
this
up a
go here.
little bit more up to that? You see where we had that previous peak? Nope, that little peak right there
Wait, you're talking about,
on your chart.
yeah? Which peak are you talking about?
To the left. Nope, go to the right.
This peak?
Yeah, that peak right there. Well, yeah, I would bring it just slightly a little lower.
Yeah, we could do that. It's fine.
Yeah, because ideally, if this is going to continue, it shouldn't come back down to there. But if it does come there, I mean, you're still walking away with a pretty decent
Yeah,
remaining.
we're walking away with an extra $50.
Yeah.
So that's totally fine. And then I forgot about the ES position added to that. Okay, this one is still, hovering. ES is showing some relative weakness in comparison to the Nasdaq, but we'll wait and see what happens there. All right, so
I
Rumo.
also took one out, and I'm gonna take another one at 600, and then I'm gonna let one run to 700 and see how that plays out.
Oh, hell yeah, let's
Get
go.
your screen back up. There you go. Rumo saying I'm long now, NQ 29402, long entry point, expecting a sharp pullback to the upside. So 29402.
Also, Nvidia looks really
29402.
good
That's a
for
good entry, man. You said what?
Nvidia also looks really good for calls or longs.
I like when you say for calls. That's that options trader in you.
I
She's
took
always
one.
saying short and then calls.
Or
I like it.
Oh god.
Yeah.
This is an area where we could definitely get a pullback. So, or an explosion to the upside. So we'll see. All right. Tony B. Squire. Well, I'd like for you to explain more, Toby Squire, whatever, saying these guys are not real traders. We're selling dreams. Okay, we're literally talking about not making millions, making a regular person's salary, just having the benefit of working from the comfort of your own home, and then you're saying we're selling dreams. All right, man. I mean, we can't win.
I mean, I don't know about Toby, but I could show bank statements and I could show payout receipts.
Nah, don't do that to them. Don't do that to them. We're good. We're
You
good. We're good. We don't need to.
No,
We
I
don't need
think
to
maybe
humor that.
I hope Tony's not talking about us, but how I read it was when you were talking about those people, I think maybe he was just adding on to that.
Oh,
Oh, maybe the
okay.
I'm
other
not sure
people.
Sorry,
though, but
sorry,
Okay,
sorry,
yeah,
sorry.
okay,
My
I
bad.
could
My
be
bad.
wrong.
My
I could
bad.
be wrong.
I
okay. My
hope. I hope. Yeah,
apologies.
I think Tony's probably talking about the Furus out there. Okay, let's
Yes,
hope that's the case.
yeah.
Um, very good. Very good. Very good.
All right,
Uh,
so about to take another one
we're
out
taking
here.
off.
600
I
incoming.
just took another one out, so I'm letting a runner run.
Let the runner run.
I'm moving my risk into profit a little bit more as well.
If this hits that 7 and change, ooh, baby.
Nice. It's going to be a nice way to start the week. You're welcome, Caesar. It's just because you came to the future side, you came to the fiber side, you're with Alejandra, you're with Dave, and then you're just printing profit. That's what
Uh,
happens. We need
full
fireworks, man. We
full
need fireworks.
disclosure, full disclosure. I'm already up on the. I'm already up on the day. I was actually trading the open yesterday, so I actually like when I landed, I hopped on the long on NQ. I made about I made about like 3,600 last night getting off
Nice.
the plane, and
Nice.
then made
Oh,
a couple extra 1,200 while sitting at the lounge. So yeah, so this is just extra for me this morning actually.
This is great. Great. A great extra, pocket change for
Yes,
Caesar to
sir.
start the day,
Yes, sir.
right? That
Yes.
is awesome. That is awesome. By the way, guys, while we're at it, okay, I'm gonna bring my screen up for a quick second here. We have something interesting going on. We had somebody asking for giveaways. Butterkeeper, you're asking for giveaways. Well, guess what? If you buy an account, you get a second chance free. What does that mean? If you buy an account with the Fivers and you're a first time buyer, if you blow up that account, you will get another chance for free. All right. So there's your giveaway right there. And then in a couple weeks, you'll get a chance to put your money where your mouth is, where you will be trading against the traders here, against me, and whoever wants to take the challenge to beat me and win a free account. So if you're able to beat me on a one-on-one live, you will get a free account. Okay, so if you can make more than me, then you win. So last time we had it, I fought Justin, and I fought, man, I can't remember the name of the other dude, but I lost one, won one. So looking forward to that very soon by the end of the month. I'm sure everybody else is going to participate. Justin, yeah, the 10 minutes was tough. I know it was tough. We're probably going to make it longer. We'll probably make it, 15 or 20 or maybe half an hour. We'll see, because 10 minutes was really, really tough. By the way, guys, we're pulling back right now, and it's a logical area to, where profits might get taken. And I didn't do the boxes for you on the NQ, but I'm gonna do it with. Actually, I built an indicator, so I'm just gonna show it to you with the indicator. Let's pull that here. I have an opening range indicator that I built, and I'll probably give it away to you guys so you can just use it when you're trading that opening range. So what did we get? The indicator is, let me show you. We have
Let's go.
this blue lines here, which is the top of the range, bottom of the range. The yellow line is the 50% of the range. Those A plus are possible entries. The last one would have been a great entry. So basically, what you do is you enter wherever you see fit. Here, the better entries were once we sweep these previous lows, or here, which is where I added. And then once we break the high, what it does is it measures the opening range and then goes 2 standard deviations above, right? So we've developed the range. The range today is, man, that's a pretty big one. It's 186 points. So we're targeting the halfway point of this range and then the upper end of this range. And then if it's really, really a good day, then we'll continue to the highs of the range. And then I need another version for shorts because we had a great day the other day where we could have shorted the range. But that's what we're looking at today. I'm looking to take my profits somewhere around those 700s, like Caesar mentioned, because that would be the halfway point of the range. And because of how we've consolidated and how we're moving today, I don't know if we're going to see a huge upside unless shorts get squeezed. But I think we could definitely target those 700s on the NQ. So we'll see. Pushing higher here, but it's totally possible that we get somewhat of a pullback here.
Okay, looking good, looking good. I'm gonna shave another one off here just to be on the safe side, and now the rest is just really extra, but I am going to trail my stop loss to about,
Let me put your screen up so you could maybe show what you're thinking.
yes. All right. So my stop loss has been moved to 500. Took some profits here. I'm still targeting this 730 area, but honestly, I might close everything out at the 700 area and
Okay.
enjoy the rest of go enjoy the rest of my day. No need to be on the screen that long. I mean, and again, that's part of the reason why we do this, to have the freedom to do what we want when we want, not having to be in front of a monitor, which it took me honestly some years to actually come to that realization and accepting that I don't have to be on the screen all day long. So, yeah.
I totally agree there. Totally agree. The reason we do this is not to be stuck doing something. It's for freedom. So totally agree. And I realize over time that the less time you spend staring at the charts, the better it is. It's the opportunities come, but the really, really great ones come not so very often. If you're not staring at every tick, that helps. It helps you, from with flipping positions or doubting yourself or whatever, because a lot of it is just noise. So many times you have an analysis, it makes sense, you take the trade, and then because of a little pullback, you get out, you get back in, get out, get back in, and then you've taken 3 losses for nothing, because the thesis is unchanged. So.
Yeah.
Very good idea to step away from the screen when it does make sense. By the way, I closed my ES position just because I'm seeing relative weakness on the ES, and
I'm glad I shaved some off at that top, about a 60-point pullback, and I might even get stopped out on my runners at the 500 area, which is fine. But yeah, and as I was stating, like as we get closer to the London session close, we usually do end up having a retracement. So usually, if it's selling off, we end up having some buying, and if we're running to the upside, we end up having some pullback, which is some selling as we approach that. So yeah, so this is really solid. Honestly, it's been really solid day. So beautiful.
a solid day, solid day. Alejandra, I see you in the background saying, You're agreeing.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I mean, if I get stopped out, I get stopped out, and that's a pretty good
Nice. You're
trade.
you're still in which position?
I'm in Q.
Oh, you're in MNQ. Nice.
Entry
Entry 450.
450.
Let me pull up your screen.
Oh, 450. Please
I
tell
had
me you're willing to take some off. Take some off, Alejandra.
I already did. Don't yell
Okay,
at
okay.
me.
I'm just saying, if you're already up, yeah, I mean 450, that's a great entry. You're up, I mean 100 points. Like, yeah, whatever you're in, I mean, I'll say lock in half because you're recouping whatever you lost. If it puts
Yes,
you at break even, great. And then the remaining of the positions, I mean, if you can close one off, that'll put you in profits, and then just let that runner do its thing. And again, you got to look at this like in an objective way, in a business sense. Just like, okay, You took a loss, you regained that loss back. You're now up in profit, and volume may start to die out because again we are approaching the London close, and then after that we have lunch, right? So you might want to be out of the position fully. And if we go over to gold, so gold yet again another winner for the day. Just bounced off of that slightly above the 36. It didn't quite hit it, but the area that I drew, if you guys can see, let me zoom
My
in.
screen like disappeared again. I don't know what's going on
No
with my
problem. I
TV.
switched to Caesar screen.
Yeah, so the full entry I was looking was at the 36, right? And sometimes it might just edge you. It comes close. I mean, it came down to 39, literally 3 points away, and it's already flipping to where you'd be up about 10 points. And when stuff like this happens, this is why I like to scale in and scale out, right? I have an ideal area where I want in. I'm not in this gold trade, but when I'm looking and I'm watching, if it comes within points of where I want to enter, I'll start scaling into that position where I'll enter one or two contracts and then leaving room to where if it comes down to my ideal entry would have been at 43.36 level, that's where I'll end up adding the remaining of half of my position. And then as this thing gets moving to the upside, I will add another that which will put me about it'll put me about in about maybe like 6 contracts. So normally I do about 5 to 6 contracts on gold. I do about 3 to 5 on NQ, and here NQ is pushing right in here.
Yeah. By the way, I added on the pullback, so
Awesome. Yeah, that was
so yeah, we're up
yeah. So
nicely.
this is good. So yeah.
Looking good. Looking good. Looking
Freaking
good. I
gold.
like
Oh
it.
my
Looking
gosh.
good. I
So
know. That's what I'm saying. Like it's the patience, Alejandro.
it's
Like
the
you gotta
patience.
you
Yes.
Gotta work on
gotta
the
you
patience.
gotta be more patient. I mean, some days it'll happen quick, other days it
Yeah.
takes time to develop. And it's like you're going to the casino and you're rolling the dice. You don't know which day is going to be choppy, which day it's just going to give you that beautiful, solid move where you don't really have to wait for nothing.
Indeed,
Mm-hmm.
indeed, indeed. Just you know what? Let me do this really quickly with you guys since I have the boxes here. We're gonna show you maybe how you could target this. I know you guys like the boxes. Let's get this in really quickly. So first 15 minutes was this. Yeah, 9:45. We're taking off right now.
Let's
Don't
go.
don't take my TP before I do these boxes. Come on.
All right.
All right. So we have. Let me put this bigger. Ah, come
You
on.
said I'm out of here, bruh.
And NQ's just taking off.
Yeah.
So what was the first 15? 9:45 was here. 9:30 was here. So this was the range. Get this out of the way. Second range would be here. So here's the way I'm looking at it really quickly. We move this up. This was the first range. 1 minute. All right. So we were in. Can't remember exactly where we got in. We broke out. I remember we fixed our stop loss there. When we took off and pulled back here, that's when I added to this position. So the great thing is we're still, well into profit, targeting those 700s. What does 700 line up with? Well, I'm going to show you guys. Caesar and I analyze the charts differently, but we're coming to the same conclusion. If you have the opening range and you push up, the halfway point of this range is exactly at 709, right? So I'm front running it around 680 more or less to take out the other part. And then if this really wants to run, it'll go all the way there. But I'm not really convinced about that. I think once we get to this mid range here, we'll probably pull back by a significant amount. So awesome day today. Looking great. Once we see, we push up with volume and kind of see some wicks, then I'll take the rest of it off. But awesome day today on the NQ. And then I closed my ES position a while ago.
You're welcome.
Hey, good luck. Good. I like it. I like the way we're starting off. Closed the ES position just because we were seeing some relative weakness. So let's go back to the ES. I think I closed it somewhere when we were pulling back here, just because Nasdaq was working, and I did need to hold this and let it struggle. So yeah, all good, looking good. Let's see what happens. It's about to be 11 o'clock, so we have 10 minutes left on the screen. Guys, let us know if you have questions for Alejandra, for Caesar, for anybody. Do you guys have things for us to look at? I just want to remind you that we have, where is it? Where is it? Do I have it pulled up? Where is it? Where did I put it? We have the new 100K and 150K accounts ready for you. All right. We have the day trade and we have the swing accounts ready. So you guys jump in on that. Go get your accounts. And if you fail the first time, you get a free reset if you're a first time user. So awesome there. Guys, take advantage of that. Go jump on. Just awesome day all over. And then we have the competition going on. So I hope you signed up. It's gonna be a fun one. Let's keep this going.
Mhm. Also, there's no more registration open, right? It's closed.
Registration is closed, but I'm gonna double check because I think we're gonna have a second chance there. So I'll double check. But for
Okay.
now, the deadline was yesterday at midnight Eastern. So if you didn't get the if you didn't get into the competition, there is one thing you can do is go into the predictions for a chance to win. So if you can um, predict whatever team's gonna win, then you can win some free accounts. We have a bunch of stuff going on for you guys right now, guys. So go and take advantage of that. Let me show you guys the. Oh, by the way, somebody was asking. I forgot to touch on that. There is the leaderboard for the Trading World Championship. Let me show you guys the leaderboard. I'm going to put the link in the chat. Let's put the link right there. This is the leaderboard. And let me put the link in the chat. Added it to the chat. So that's where you can go. And man, look at this. All together, we already have some people up 188%, 163%. This is crazy. He's trading NQ. All right. Let's see the futures. Akash is up 170%. Man, these guys are
Wow.
printing profits. So I added it. You guys can go check out the leaderboard. And yeah, keep up with everything going on there. DZ Nadir, thank you, thank you, thank you. We do this for you.
Mhm.
These guys are speaking. Where are they speaking?
Good job,
Algeria?
Nadir.
Algeria? Nice. Is
Um,
Nadir in Algeria?
I think so. No. Yeah. Nigeria.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice, nice,
I have
nice.
people on my Discord from all over the world because
That's
I hop
awesome.
I hop on really late, and it's like it's 10 p.m. Pacific time, but for a lot of people it's like midnight or 1 a.m. But across the world it's morning time, so a lot of people hop onto my live.
Yep. Indeed, indeed. All right, I'm going to shave some off today. It's taking a little bit too long than I would want. Just going to give this one more, about 30 seconds. See if we get one last push on this NQ contract before 11 o'clock, and then the rest will be a runner if it decides to run.
NQ should go hit 721. That's the next target that I have. So, I mean, It even has potential to go to 744, but like Caesar said, or 750. But like Caesar said, just don't be like tied to those numbers and take your profits as you go, or scale out of your position. Don't get so greedy, or what did you say? Anal.
Yeah, like that term.
Not
I'm gonna
always
keep.
you
That's another
remember.
one. That's another one we need. I'm gonna write this down. Alejandro. Every time, everybody has famous quotes there. Okay, so Caesar's gonna be "Don't be anal." Alejandra is like "Close your eyes and click buy." Okay, so everybody has their famous quote. Caesar came in here with "Don't be anal," so we're gonna keep that one, and then we'll have a bunch of T-shirts soon with all the famous
With all
quotes
our
from all these famous authors slash traders.
oh,
Let's see. Yes, this
Let's
is
if
yeah.
see.
gold hits 44 by the end of today, I'm going to cry.
Don't cry. You gotta be able to leave it alone. Once you've taken a trade, win or lose, or even if you get out early, you have to accept whatever outcome comes, because if you allow yourself to be upset, it can affect you on the next trading day, right? Because you come in with that added baggage where might not bless you,
Bless you.
where you might not be seeing clearly. So yeah,
Yeah,
so definitely, once whatever happens, let it go. Like a lot of times, people do a lot of shoulda, coulda, woulda. I mean, I used to do that
yeah,
where if, I got out of a trade early and then it ends up going to TP, I would be so upset. But it's just like you have to accept that at the moment in which you close a position out early,
hmm,
you're doing what you feel is in the best interest of your account, right? So when you start
I love
looking
that.
at it that way and you understand, like, okay, at this moment, either I got scared, either I lost patience, or I no longer trusted the trade, you did, whether consciously or subconsciously, you did what you felt at that moment
hmm,
was in the best interest of your account. And that's it. And then once that's done, wash your hand, win or lose, come back the next day, refresh, just ready to kill it, right? Because don't bring today's drama into tomorrow's session, because it could just, from my experience, it just brings a whole unwanted expectations, or you might end up, falling into old habits where you start trading heavy, you start not accepting losses because no, I gotta make back what I made yesterday or
yeah,
lost. Yesterday I thought it was gonna do this and it did that. Well, today's not yesterday. So you
yeah.
gotta
That's
treat
it.
every day as its own individual.
That is
Well,
it. That is it. That is it. I love that.
thanks, Caesar, for your wisdom,
You're welcome.
the Godfather.
Appreciate
Oh,
that.
I actually have a couple questions for you. Maybe this could be a private call, but I recently just funded an AMP account. This might be helpful for other people trading futures on a cash account. And um, I wanted to paper trade my AMP account so I can get used to it and just kind of
Mhm.
mentally prepare myself. And
Yep.
I accidentally bought a gold contract, and it took like $15 as a fee, right?
Hmm.
So my question is, if I have $1,000 on an AMP account connected to TradingView, if I buy one micro of, let's say I'm in queue at this level where I entered at 450, does it work the same way as the prop firms? Like, does it
Yes.
move the same? And is it
Yeah.
only like $16?
So when you're trading with an actual account, so whatever price you're seeing on AMP and you're seeing on the prop space, so like every prop firm, they're getting their data feed directly from the CME group, right? So it's universal. It doesn't matter if you're trading on Fiverr, through Black Arrow. It doesn't matter if you're trading through Tradeovate, Ninja Trader, Iron Beam, AMP, Thinkorswim, Interactive. It doesn't matter. Everyone's getting their data from the same place, which is the biggest difference between forex and futures.
Mhm,
Forex are getting their data from a bunch of different third and fourth parties.
mhm,
Everyone is getting there. So what I would say with AMP is, before putting in funds in there or like really moving forward with them,
mhm,
is finding out what are their margin requirements for the micros, what are their margin requirements for the minis, right? What's their intraday? Because some of them they might have like a flat out margin. Like for example, TD Schwab now their
Mhm.
margin for a micro is $3,400. So for me to trade one micro, I need to have at least $4,000 in the account. For me to trade a mini, I need to have at least $40,000 in the account because a mini is
Oh.
actually $34,000 and that's intraday or even to hold it past 5 p.m. A lot of other firms like
You
Tradeovate,
need if you use like even somebody simple like Robinhood, you need at least 5K to trade a micro.
okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, so every firm they're gonna have a higher or lower margin requirements. I remember back in December when I met with the CME group, I asked them, I'm like, were they the ones setting it? Because I'm like, how is it that other firms are able to have it at a less? And they basically told me that like it's up to each firm's discretion, right? So I know that Iron Beam charges $80 per micro for futures, and they charge $500 for a mini, but that's intraday, right?
Mhm.
So I would look at them, especially because I don't know about AMP as far as like I like having things under a business account because under a business account you get way more deductions than you do on the personal, right? Because if you go and let's say you invest, you open an account of 20K or even 10K, and let's say this year you lose half of that, you lose half of that. When you do
Mhm.
your taxes, you're only going to be able to deduct $3,000 of the 5,000. So now, if next year, let's say next year, you take your time, you make $3,000 or you make $3,000, right? You would have to pay taxes. You'd be paying taxes. Let me see. No, 5, 3, yeah. So yeah, you'd be able to. It would take you 2 years to write that off. So whereas as a business, if I open an account with 5 grand and I lose half of that, or let's say it's actually a larger amount. So if I open an account with 10, 20 grand and I lose half of that, so 20 grand I lose that 10, I can write off that full 10 next year. Versus as an individual, it would take me about 3.5 years to write off that whole amount. So if I lose 10 this year and then next year I make 10, I'm paying taxes on 7,000, which actually puts me at break even, which is what the hell? So
Yeah.
yeah, so I would say look, if you have a business, see if AMP allows you to open up an account under a business. If they don't, go with Iron Beam because Iron Beam has low margins, and that's where it comes in. Like doing your research with all these different firms, like what their platforms are, and in moments of volatility, I don't recommend having your live account connected to TradingView just because there's a lag. And I noticed that very early on, and I just didn't bother to continue it. So I
Mhm.
prefer to actually place the executions. 700 just hit. I'm all out.
Same
Um,
here.
I
We did it
prefer
live.
I prefer to execute
I'm
on the
still
actual
holding them.
platform where there's no lag. So,
Mhm.
but to each their own.
Yeah. Okay.
Guys, you're getting free tax advice, free everything today. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. And then what I like is we're up 700 today and we just hit 700. So what a great way to end the stream, guys. This has been a great, 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 great first one. Awesome day, awesome day. Everywhere is green. I should have worn a green shirt today. But we're going to have much more of this coming for you guys. So tune back in tomorrow. We will be live again. And have a good one. Any wise last words on top of all the wisdom you've imparted today?
Yeah, I would say if you're already up on a day, don't trade, walk away, go do something else. But if you must trade, right, if you have to scratch that itch, just know a either percentage amount or a dollar value of what you're willing to risk to make, right? Right now, if you're up, let's say $500 or even $700 on a day, it does not make any sense to risk all of that 700 to make an extra $200 to $300, or
Totally
even
agree.
half of that 700, right, which would be about 350 to make an extra $200 to $300. The risk to reward is not there. So before you press that button, ask yourself, what am I risking to make what? I'm gonna risk 10 points to make 5 points, not worth it. I'm gonna
Yep.
risk 1% to make half of a percent, not worth it. I'm gonna risk 350 to make an extra $200, not worth it. So when you ask yourself that question, it'll keep you from over trading and it'll help you keep your greed in check. And again, just to each their own, but that's just what I personally like to do. And anyone that I deal with, I always ask them, you're about to take a trade. What are you willing to risk, right? Like I asked you earlier, what's your risk to reward? Are you risking XYZ in points to make, are you risking 3 points to make 10? Are you risking 5 points to make 10, which is a 1 to 1, right? Well, 2 to 1. Are you risking $200 to make 1,000, and so forth? So ask yourself these hard questions, and hopefully they'll help you come to the realization, like, you know what? I'm up 700. This was solid, easy. Let's not even play with it.
Yep. That's it. That's it. Awesome. Awesome words, guys. Totally agree with that. Can't argue. It's been a great start to the week. So I'll see you soon. Alejandra,
Um, I would say be patient and stick to your rules. I
I
I
like
told
it.
myself that I was gonna print the rules and have them like on my like behind my computer here so that I can check them off before I hop on, because last night I knew that I was tired and I knew that I shouldn't have traded, which made me impatient to enter gold earlier than I should have. So if I
Nice.
was patient, I would have entered, today at a better area, and I would have been green on that trade. However, MNQ is about to hit my profit target at 743. So since I
Nice.
won on this one, that's it. I'm done. I won't be looking at the charts, and also I won't be seeing you guys until Thursday because I'm going on a retreat with no Wi-Fi. So I'm gonna do my best to still compete and see if I can beat all of you.
All right. That's going to be fun. All right,
Yeah.
guys. Well, on that note, take care, guys. It was great. Thank you, Taki. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, everybody else. DZ Nadir. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
See ya.